So we're on to game 3 of the final day of the 2018 Standerbank Kersney Easter Rugby Festival. HTS Middelburg and Queen's College from the Eastern Cape. Two big sides, two proud rugby sides. They're going to go head to head here. We're in for another good one, we hope.
Oh, no, definitely. I'm sure we are in for a great game as we see HTS Middelburg come onto the field. And we look at the pack size there, it really is quite a large team. But Queens do not shy away from contact and do not shy away from any of that, and they've played some absolutely scintillating rugby over the last couple of days here at the Standerbank Kersney Easter Rugby Festival, and I'm sure they really are up for the challenge.
Definitely. This is probably, I think, of our first 3 games is going to be the most evenly matched game. Glenwood ran away with the first one and Framesby dominated the last one, but I think that we're going to see very even matched sides here as Queen's College come out onto the field in their traditional white jerseys. A lot of pride in Queens. They're celebrating, I think, their 160th, if I'm not mistaken, this year. So a lot of pride and a lot of history in that white jersey of theirs. And they're going to want to right the wrongs of the last couple of days. They've battled this year. Just looking at that side for the Middelburg team, got some players that have been really influential for them throughout the week. In the jersey number 23, Morne Sinicus, who's their captain, he's been one of their standouts and has really bossed his troops well from the fly half position. Their big forwards might not have been as influential as we've seen in the past, but they'll rely on a guy like Juandre Oudendal, who's in the number 7 jumper, who's also run well with the ball and been uncompromising in defence. Die Rooi Bulle, as they are affectionately known in the Mpumalanga, HTS Middelburg, playing from right to left as you look at the screen. Queen's College in their traditional white strip will be receiving the kickoff. It's Morne Sinicus getting us underway. Queen's College have got advantage. Penalty goes their way early on. Taking the man out without the ball, I think, is the call. Trying to get up for that is Insidile Kudu. Anda Duta is the man that's standing in at fly half. He's wearing the number 14 shirt. He had to come on in the last game because of injury, but he hasn't found touch with the kick. It looks like Juandre Oudendal is coming back at them. Big run from the number 7. Top work from him. Been fuller running throughout the week. Pick and go. Middelburg look like they've got a lot of intensity to their play. Queen's College having to defend hard. Mariano de Villiers in a scrum off. Sinicus passing out wide, ranging into a bit of space there with the kick through. Getting across for that one, Chunungwa. Queen's College managed to secure the ball on the ground. The pass into no man's land, but it's tidied up by Sihle. Back into the hands of Duda, who kicks it straight down the middle of the park. Waiting for it is Chart Kruger into the hands of Sinicus. Got a lot of room here. Sinicus puts it under his arm and has a crack. Getting the pass away into the hands of the brilliant try scorer from the last game, Olafia, but the bounce doesn't fall kindly for him. And Queens can come away with it, but the ball doesn't go to hand. Lottering has to do the cleaning up. Kanuka is the scrum off, but no advantage is going to come with that one, and the scrum's going to go the way of Queen's College early on.
Yeah, just the Queen's College boys not being able to find touch there on a couple of occasions, and I think rattling them a bit under a lot of pressure from their own errors. Die Rooi Bulle not hesitating at all to run straight back at the Queen's boys, and unfortunately that last bounce just not going to hand. We could have seen one of the tries of the tournament there. Great play by the Rooi Bulle, and Queens under a lot of pressure here in their own 22. The exit's going to be crucial.
Aviwa Kanuka is the man entrusted with feeding this one. Little man, but has played really well throughout the week. The scrum off for Queens. As is Ewan Diaga, the number 8. Been really influential, run well and defended well, I think. As the scrum goes straight down, penalty Queens. They'll be happy with that.
ref deeming the Roy Buller not to be keeping that scrum up and driving straight towards the ground, and so a little bit of relief there for the Queens boys. Finding touch with that one and taking play up just to halfway between the 22 and the halfway line.
Just look here, Sunicus saw the space and tucked the ball under his arm and just try to make up those meters as just before he got to the defenders. Leonard Olivier with the little dink over the top. He's got some toe. We saw that on Saturday. And unfortunately just doesn't get the bounce, but Ewan Diaga can't take that one. It was really far across and he wasn't able to take cleanly. So Middelburg have the ball now. Not quite expecting it, but it's a very good run into the middle of the field. They try and pick and go up the left-hand side, but they've lost the ball now. Queen's College have it and have advantage. Couple knocks there, a little bit sloppy, not securing the ball enough either side at the moment.
Just on that earlier play by Leonard Olivier, really intelligent play to put that little dink over the top. Once he's let that ball go, once it's come off his foot, none of those Queens boys can touch him. And then it becomes a foot race. It becomes one of those 50-50. So really just exploiting that little bit of space at the back there in the 22, and just a bit of luck not going his way with the bounce of that rugby ball.
Scrums have been a little bit of an issue so far, although we've only had a couple. First scrum, there was a penalty, and we had a reset as well at that first scrum.
Couple shrill blasts of the whistle there by the referee as he calls for a bit of decorum at the front row there. It is all about safety. We do want a nice stable scrum, keep the boys safe.
Kanuka feeds massive scrum from Middelburg. They've won the tight head. Udnall goes to the left-hand side into the hands of Olivier. Olivier gets a pass on the outside to a scrum half. Take it into the tackle is De Villiers. Once again, Udnall with a big carry, the number 7, who's playing at 8 here. But he looks like he's been held up. Good work from Middelburg. They've managed to wrestle that one to the ground. Good drive on. They're driving towards the line here. Middelburg, Queens managed to pull that one to ground. The pick and go, but the ball's been left behind. It's popped out, but the referee has called the knock. Edwin Till just saw that one at his toes in the open try line and thought that it was Easter all over again.
100%. You get the essence that Queens are just trying to tide this Middelburg storm, finding themselves playing a lot of rugby in their own half and a lot of rugby in their own 22, and just trying to get a little bit of respite from this relentless attack from Middelburg boys.
They've been put under pressure at scrum time. Queens pretty reluctant to get into that one.
And the ref does have a lot to say. He seems like he is in charge of the scrum, and he does know what's going on. He sees where the pressure is, so he's keeping a close eye on it.
So Kanuka feeds. Better scrum there from Queens. Diaga's got it at his feet. Pops it up to Kanuka, but he's been scragged behind his line. Not a great decision there, you would think, from the number 8, Ewan Diaga. Just putting his scrum off under immense pressure, and he's bundled over the line in Middelburg with a perfect attacking opportunity.
Yeah, quite a bit of dangerous play there by the Queens boys, and now, unfortunately, having gifted play across to HTS Middelburg. It'll be interesting to see how they attack from an awesome position here. They've got a lovely blind side to work with and a fair open side. 2 men on this blind side here.
If they get quick ball, they should get over the line here.
Definitely so.
Odendaal picks and goes. The number 8 fends off one, and he's over. Strong run from the man and number 7. Brilliant work from Jondre Odendaal. He set the tone for this Middelburg side with his carries so far today, and he deserved a try scorer there. Weren't going to stop him, although he sort of went against the wheel, had a lot of work to do, but gets over for a good 5-pointer. He just wanted the ball. You could see he wanted the ball no matter which way the scrum was going. He was going to take it and took on Diaga, fended him off, and then just bustled over. Good try.
Good awareness there also to just see where his body was, and an awesome reach there to get that ball over the try line. secure hands, and great 5 points there for Odendaal.
And Morne Sonicus adds the extra 2 points.
Simply done by Middelburg.
7-0, Middelburg heading to the lead.
Over Queens.
8 minutes gone in this first half. Queens yet to get down and spend a sustained period of time in the half of HTS Middelburg.
The Queens boys will really want to try and win this kickoff in some way, shape or form, whether it goes deep and they just try to get a bit of field position or whether they put up a contestable kick. But they are really going to be looking to just get some ball retention in the right areas of the field and try and just settle the nerves a bit. Bit of a rattly first 8 minutes for them.
Chununga is going to get us underway here, and his kick is beautifully weighted. I don't think that was the intention, but it's a great kick. It's bounced probably a couple centimeters in the field of play and gone out about 6 meters from the HTS Middelburg line.
Absolutely superb kick there from the kickoff, and that's really what you do want. Pinning HTS Middelburg deep in their own 22, and now contesting the line out.
Edwin Till to feed for Middelburg. Going to the middle, that's a great line out from HTS Middelburg. Good solid stuff as they set up the maul and try and drive the ball towards the 22-meter line. Good work. Solid stuff there from Buerta. Back to Sonicus, under a bit of pressure, but gets the kick away and relieves the pressure for HTS Middelburg.
That's a great exit for the Roy Buller there. Under a bit of pressure, kickoff not quite going the way they would have wanted it to. But a great little driving maul, set it up, sling it back and relieve a bit of pressure, getting way outside your 22.
Tyron Lottering to feed the line out for Queen's College. They've gone with a full complement. Diago with the dummy in the front. It heads off to Sorensen in the middle of the line out. The pop back. It's fallen for Kanuka, but he manages to get the ball back on his side. Diago's pass doesn't go to hand, but it looks like there's advantage. It's going to go back for the knock-on. Trying to get through there was Mariano de Villiers, but he's knocked that one on, and Queens have the scrum.
Queens boys possibly also just trying a bit too much there. Their 9 was down. Possibly just the pick and go is the better option, but yeah, the forwards there trying to throw 1 or 2 little passes together down the short side. 10 points for attempting it. But I do feel that maybe just one big bash, get your 9 back out and available, and then play from there.
So Kanuka feeds, solid scrum from HTS Middelburg, but it's illegal according to the referee. Penalty goes the way of Queen's College. They're finding themselves under a lot of pressure on this near side, so the tight head side for Queens. Gaza is the man who's under pressure.
And he did have a lot to say about that scrum, not very happy with the setup. You can see he's feeling that the Roy Buller is scrumming with a bit of an illegal vibe to it. So he's happy to win that penalty.
Lottering once again found Sorensen in the last line out. They're gone for a shortened one this time. Sihele is standing off, but the line-out's gone the way of Middelburg. Tap back on their side by Rousseau. They're still under pressure though. Sonicus runs at the line and then gets the kick away. Waiting for it is Chunongwa. Passing inside to his number 8, Diaga. Diaga just tries to drop the pass off, but wasn't really expecting it, but it's still there for Queen's College, luckily. Kanuka goes to the left-hand side. There might be a little bit of space here. Sorensen needs a bit of support on the ground. Kanuka wanted the quick ball, but he scragged. Penalty goes the way of Queens, offsides.
Yeah, the Roy Buller there, maybe just a little bit overzealous, trying to get hands in on that ball. And the ref seems to have something to say, calling the Middelburg captain in to have a word with him.
Yellow card. Well, that's pretty uncompromising from the referee. Don't know whether that was a sort of the result of a number of infringements. Oh, it's a kick. He's the referee has sort of made it out like there was a kick there, and that's a brilliant kick for the corner from Duda.
Jabir Willemse, the man guilty, I think possibly maybe just going for the ball here, and ended up kicking the Queen's boy. That is a card. So 5 minutes in the bin here at Festival Rugby.
Lottering with the feed. Queen's got a good opportunity to hit back here. No, but no one's jumped for it. It's gone backwards as a call from the ref. That's going to be a coach killer. To the right-hand side they go. HTS Middelburg with the ball once again. De Villiers goes deep into the hands of Chart Kruger, who gets the ball off the park. That's a brilliant kick. Brilliant kick from the fly half, taking play up to the 10-meter line. Can't not get up for the ball when you're on the attack.
100%, Nick. Queens just a couple errors and a couple basic things not going their way, as the number 9 tends to go down tying his shoelace, or maybe possibly looking at a little bit of cramp. Does seem to be nursing a little bit of an injury. And the ref is signaling for the medics to come onto the field. But I think, and as we look at this actually on the field, as well, the Queen's captain, the Queen's players really being called in, both of them circling up forwards and backs respectively, and getting a little bit of a talking to here. They really do just need to calm it down and play their brand of rugby. A couple small errors here or there from the Queen's players, and not being clinical enough in the right areas of the field in Middelburg's half.
Some orders coming onto the field for both sides as we have a little bit of a break in play here for an injury to Viwe Kanuka, the scrum half. Queen's College have just lacked that little bit of accuracy on attack in that attacking third. They're going to want to change that, and I think the coaches have probably sent a message out there to their players, just letting them know.
No, definitely so. And with the clock just having struck 15 minutes, so just 15 minutes left in this first half, Queens will want to try to play the second half of this first half a whole lot better and a whole lot more clinically. Lottering
to feed. Sorensen at the front. He takes the ball in. It's gone to ground though. Queens still have the ball. The foot again, Kanuka. Right out the back door, into the hands of Duda with a little dink into some space. The ball's bounced beautifully into the hands of Queens. Coming away with it. Chulu with a pass on the outside. Into the corner goes Katieni.
Scintillating try by Queens.
Queens College getting themselves on the board. Chumani Katieni there in support. Getting the pass from his outside centre, Sia Chulu, and getting over for the score in the corner. You thought that little kick over the top might have been in vain, but they got a good bounce from a good chase, and Queen's College getting themselves their first score.
And that's exactly what Queen's College would have needed. As we look at the replay here, under immense pressure from the HTS Middelburg boys, just stopping and having the little dink over, and a great chase, an even better pickup, and then really just showing the wheels and the power. Men all over him, and a great offload. And the number 7, Gintiani, the captain, well, the vice captain for today, going over and scoring a great try.
So Queen's College just showing what they can do when they get an opportunity and when things sort of fall into place for them. Under Duda, entrusted with the kicking duties from wide out on the left-hand side. Doesn't look like it's going to have the legs. So Middelburg still leading 7 points to 5.
Middelburg 7.
Just under 13 minutes to go.
With just under 13 minutes to go before the break.
Morne Sinicus, the man with his, it looks like he's got a sort of over the head strapping. He got that on Saturday, must have got a cut on his chin. He gets us underway, goes up the middle. Calling for it as the try scorer. Gets a pass away, but it's knocked on, and Queen's College are going to be under pressure once again. as the yellow card is back onto the field. Vincent Ruiz was the man who spent 5 minutes in the bin.
Queens showing that they really are not afraid to run this ball from all areas of the fields and try something a little bit different. That little dink over the top, evidence of that, and showing how it can work out in their favour. But unfortunately that little pass not going to hand and putting themselves under a little bit of pressure.
Windall comes to the left-hand side, gives it off into the hands of De Villiers. De Villiers takes a couple defenders with him and keeps driving up. 15 metres out now, but it's turnover ball for Queens. Hacked forward from Duta up the middle. The bounce isn't a kind one. And unfortunately for October, he can't hold on. And they're going to come back and the scrum's going to go the way of Queens College. Quintino October didn't get a lucky bounce there.
The ball just bouncing over his head, and then as he turned, it bounced straight back towards him. And he was unable to gather it. Knocking it on and giving Queen a nice attacking opportunity here. 50 metres of blindside to work with. And a lovely open side here. They seem to be stacking the majority of their players out. As we look here at the replay, the ball bounces and over his head, and as he turns, straight back at him, maybe not being aware, not thinking it would come like that.
It was danger for him to put that hack in. Should have just dived on it and secured the ball for his side. But not too much harm done, but Queens do have the ball in HTS Middelburg's half. Quite a bit of support down in front of us for the team from Queenstown. Long drive up from the Eastern Cape to get here to Kersney for this week's festival. Kanuka to feed the scrum. Middelburg trying to put them under the pump, but they get the free kick for the early shove, I think. Diago with a quick tap. Gets a pass away, but they can't hold on. No advantage, not 10 is the call. So what do Queens do here? They probably should think about having a tap. It's only a free kick, it's not a penalty.
Remembering that they do have the option of a scrum, so I wouldn't be surprised if they call on that.
They're going to have a scrum. They've been put under a bit of pressure at scrum time, so it's going to be vital that they get this one back as quickly as possible.
Now, one major benefit about opting for the scrum and about taking it is that it takes Middelburg's 8 forwards all in there, and they are all now preoccupied scrumming. Just gives it a little bit more space for these backs to run into. Try to produce a little bit of magic for the Queens boys.
We're into the final 10 of the half. Diago with the pass to Kanuka. Kanuka with the offload into the hands of Chungwan. To the right they go again. The step from Duta. He needs support on the ground. Queens get there. Around the corner, Diago again. The number 8 has been heavily involved in this move. Kanuka. Not a great pass, and they've knocked it on. Peters gets one around the ankles, and he's knocked that one forward.
I think that's maybe been one of the weaker points of the Queens game so far in this first half. Really, just a couple passes not going to hand, almost weak passes. They sort of just drop just before they reach the player, and due to that, just couple knock-ons going here or there, and they really didn't start to play into the hands of the Roy Buller with the big pack that they have and really wanting to exploit that scrum time situation. Giving them a scrumming opportunity isn't always the best option.
De Villiers feeds. Good scrum from Middelburg. He's got Sonicus in the pocket. He's got plenty of time to put boot to ball and gets this one off the field of play. About 3 or 4, 5 meters probably outside the 22.
Yeah, a good exit there. Ball straight back to your 10 and just boot it out. Relieve a bit of pressure and push the Queens boys back outside your 22. Force them to run it back in.
Go with the short and 4-man line out. Do Queens College. Lottering to feed. Sorensen is the go-to man. Good line out off the top. Quick ball. Good defending though from Middelburg. Up really quickly on defense. Duta is taken, but he gets a good pass away. Good running stuff here from Queens College up to the 22-meter line. Left side they go. Inkishe taking it up. Kanuka to the left. HTS Middelburg really pushing up on defense. Kanuka comes to the right this time. Getting it off. Good hands from Diaga. Petersa. To the right hand side they go. Kanuka taking a tackle around the fringe. Straight. Sorensen wanted to go up the middle, but he didn't take the ball first time. The pass to Gaza doesn't go to hand. And the knock on gives the ball to HTS Middelburg.
I'll tell you what, Nick, I'd really love to see a couple of these passes actually go to hand and just stick. If the Queens boys can just get those passes to hold, they're going to be absolutely devastating for this HTS Middelburg side. They are playing a lovely brand of running rugby, and it's just the odd pass here or there not going to hand. If that little inside pass had come, I reckon a good 5 meters would have been gained there by Uruka, and really would have just kept the HTS Middelburg boys backwards on the back foot and just breaking that advantage line, but unfortunately not to be.
Break and play here, one of the Queens players down as a bit of water comes on for the players. It's a perfect day to play rugby, to be fair. It's not too hot, not as hot as it was on Thursday, and obviously completely opposite to what it was on Saturday. So very few excuses for the players. You would think the third game of the festival, you would have felt each other out and you would know what the right combinations are. But both sides are still willing, but unfortunately a couple of the passes aren't going to hand. Having a look at that first try from Jeandre Oudendal, who did go against the wheel of the scrum, but then backed himself and showed the power to get over for the score. Brilliant try from the number 8.
And I think at this stage of the game, HTS Middelburg are really looking dominant. They had Queens rattled a bit. The Queens boys just trying to play a lot of rugby, not finding their clearance kicks and trying to play a lot of rugby in their own halves. But subsequently, Queens have really turned this game around. Coming from this try under immense pressure, a little dink over the top, and great kick chase, awesome collection of that ball, and then great raw strength and power and knowledge of the offload, the man outside, and the vice captain going over in the corner for the try. Just the kicks separating the two teams at the moment.
De Villiers feeds, solid scrum. To the right they go. Kruger off to Sonicus around the back, and Sonicus with a booming right boot, taking play into the Queen's College half. That's a good pickup from Sihlele. To the right, left hand side they go. Good offload and the tackle into the hands of Chulu, who set up the last try. Gets a pass on the inside. Queen's College are going to go in. Liabona Maku in for the try. Brilliant stuff from Queen's College. Sia Chulu once again with that brilliant last pass on the inside. What a score from Queen's College.
Well, I'll tell you what, I've spoken about the hands of Queen's College, but this is not the case for the hands of Chunu as he steams down the outside here along the touchline. Great fin and awesome pass on the inside.
It was just a simple run-in for Liabona Maku. And the kick is a good one. Aviwa Kanuka's taken over the kicking duties by the looks of things, but he gets the easiest one.
100% directly in front of the post there. And easy 2 points to add there, taking the scoreline to 7 points. HTS Middelburg, Queens 12.
Morne Sonicus, 12-7 to Queen's College. Oh no, they can't take that one cleanly. Boot to ball from HTS Middelburg, but it has fallen back to Queen's College by the looks of things. Kanuka once. Looks like he's going with the box kick. It's been touched, so everyone's on sides. Sonicus has just been evaded by the bounce of the ball, but he's cleaned up beautifully. Steps on the inside. Brilliant run from the fullback. Taken in the tackle on the 10-meter line. Oudendal wants. No, he doesn't. They come, but the back line was too flat on attack. Queen's College can flood through here. Here goes Odendaal. That characteristic right foot step. De Villiers with the looping pass to Chart Kruger. Sonicus, October into the hands of Roos. But the kick is a nothing kick, and Queen's College have the ball now again. And now this is when they start playing with a bit of confidence. Up to their 10-meter line. Kanuka looks to go to the left-hand side. Good defending. That little floating ball over the top, but it's going to go forward. Scrum down to HTS Middelburg. They were under a lot of pressure on the far side. Were Middelburg. They had to rush up on defense, and that forced the error.
Yeah, and if you look at this game, you seem to see that Queens definitely do have their tails up at the moment. With 1 minute on the clock, or just over 1 minute on the clock, they're all over these the HTS Middelburg boys. Couple passes now from them not going to hand, small things not working out for them, and they already want to go into the second half and just settle the nerves. Maybe the coaches will have a couple ideas that they want them to implement, and we'll go from there, but it's not over yet, and they do have a blind side to exploit.
That's where Odendaal goes. He takes on the blind side. Good offload from him into the hands of October on the right-hand side. Queen's College trying to get over that one, but it's still there for Middelburg. The short ball into the hands of Foster. Good work from Middelburg, getting their support play over the gain line. Looking to the pick and go once again. Getting over the gain line there, that's good work. Running hard for E. Foster wants another crack. De Villiers to the left. Kruger. Roos tries to get the pass away. And here we go, Queen's College. They hack forward now. It's anyone's game. Roos has done well to get back. Roos taking on the defenders. Gets a pass away to Sonicus up the left, up the touchline here. Oh, solid contact. Queen's College through there. They've managed to get themselves over that ball. Time's up on the clock. The box kick here. Straight up the middle. Sonicus is under it. Contact it cleanly, but it's fallen for October, who's having a go straight back at the Queen's College defense. Beats a couple defenders. Can't get the offload. Over the ball is Sorensen. That's a good steal from the number 5. And here they come to the right-hand side. Diaga. They don't want to get this one off the pitch. They've got advantage to Queens. They don't want to get this one out. They want to have a go. It is half-time. Time is up. Kanuka. Great pickup from Peterson. Kanuka again once, but it's no advantage. We're coming back for the knock-on. Helter-skelter stuff to finish the first half. And the referee has blown his whistle to call an end to this crazy rugby as Sonicus took on the defender.
4 points to 7.
Good stuff there from Duta to stand up to that in that tackle. And we have the break. Queen's College up in this one, 12-7. We said that it was going to be a close one before, and it's lived up to its expectations.
Oh, welcome back to the third and final day of the Standard Bank Kersney Easter Rugby Festival. As we look at a couple of the replays from today, in this game of HTS Middelburg versus Queens, the first try there, just raw power from the back of the scrum and a lovely reach by the number 7, Oudendal. He really did do quite well here under immense pressure and many white jerseys all around him, but a lovely reach there to get over the line. And at this point of the game, the Roy Buller were all over the Queens boys. Really were looking quite dangerous.
Yeah, Queens were under a lot of pressure early on in this one. Jacques Oudendal carried really well in the first couple of minutes and then scored a brilliant try. But then Queens College just showed a bit of composure, just showed what they can do, a little bit of mercurial play there from the fly half, chipping the ball into some space, and Chologi doing brilliantly to get himself out wide on the left-hand side and then got a good pass away into the hands of into the hands of Gatieni, who went in for the score.
Yeah, under all sorts of pressure here and just quite a bit of composure, just think it over the top, and then a great kick chase. And Tulu really has been the magic man for the Queen side so far in this first half. Great strength, great power, and a lovely work to get that pass away.
It was also that man Chulu who produced the magic for the next try. It was a good little pass there from Nglishe, and then Chulu getting himself on the outside, and then once again with a brilliant ball off the deck on his inside to Liabona Maku, who went in for their second score. It was a brilliant try.
Yeah, Chulu doing absolute wonders there to stay in. It's a beautiful day here at the Standard Bank Kersney Easter Rugby Festival. Day 2 was a bit cloudy, a bit foggy, and a bit rainy. Quite cold weather to play in, but today is blue skies and absolutely beautiful, and we have quite a good crowd rolling in here on the Monday. Few people settling in at the beer tent down to our left, and a lot of people trying to find a bit of shade because I think it is quite warm out there.
No, it's definitely getting a bit steamy out there. There's a bit of a breeze blowing, which is good. It's blowing from left to right as you look at the screen. The open stand on the far side is definitely going to get a lot more action today than it did on Saturday, with Kersney playing in the final game of today.
Queens College 12, Middelburg 7.
We go into this second half of this one with Queens College leading 12 points to 7. Half an hour to go in this one. Middelburg with any sort of assistance, if there is, from the wind at their backs for this half. So they'll appreciate that. But Queens College, if they get their tails up, they're always going to be a difficult nut to crack. And it seems like just going into the halftime break, they were starting to gain a bit of ascendancy and get their patterns together and start putting Middelburg under the pump. So if they can continue that in that vein in the second half, Middelburg are going to be under a lot of pressure because they can be so unpredictable with ball in hand.
No, exactly that, Nick. Really, unpredictability is a bit of the name of the game when it comes to Queens. A bit of individual brilliance, and they find themselves on the front foot, and you find yourself defending in your own 22.
Under Dudra gets us underway with a huge hoof into the 22. Taken in by de Villiers, done well to beat one defender, but the ball's fallen free, and it looks like Queens College might have got it, but it's hacked through. They now have it, heading up towards the 22, but Gatieni, the try scorer, can't hold on. And unfortunately for Queens, with the attacking opportunity at their mercy, they've knocked it on and conceded possession.
Really unfortunate there, just the ball not sticking to the hands and gifting Middelburg a little bit of respite there. They find themselves in a world of trouble trying to run the ball out of their own 22. Not necessarily what you want to do against a side like this Queen side, but very lucky there to have that ball that was also kicked downfield and didn't find touch, just not go to hand.
Oudendal goes to the short side, gives it off to de Villiers, who gives a wide pass into the hands of Leonard Olivier. They've still got the ball. Here we go, Jacques Oudendal. I beg your pardon, Jean-Andre Oudendal. The slap back from Queens, I think that might have been deliberate. Not sure what the call's going to be. Scrum down. It's going to go the way of HTS Middelburg, right on the attack. Jean-Andre Oudendal, brilliant work from the number 8 down the short side.
Absolutely brilliant play. As we look at it again, he gets that lovely little offload on the inside, realizes he doesn't have support and puts it to boot. He's done very well.
That's a top kick from the number 8, showing his skill set. And showed a lot of pace down that left-hand side. Middelburg with a really strong attacking opportunity here. De Villiers feeds. Kruger on the cutback. Hard run there from the number 12, PJ De Beer. To the left they go. Odendaal. Oh no! Edwin Till can't hold on. The try line looked like it was begging. And unfortunately for Middelburg, Edwin Till just coughs that one up, and Queen's College get some respite. So the shortened line out seems to be the call here from Queens. Tyron Lottering is going to be the man to feed. Sorensen has been the go-to in the line-out, and he is once again. Kanuka with the short ball. They're now behind their line. Couple passes. Driving up over the 5-meter line. Good work here from Queens. Give themselves an opportunity to get out of here. Chunongwa is the man who entrusted to kick that one out, and that's a good kick. It's a good stuff from Queens. Good exit. Getting themselves up to their own 22-meter line.
Oh, very good exit there from Queens. Under a lot of pressure there from the Middelburg boys, and finding the safety of just getting outside their 22.
Middelburg with the line out. It's a brilliant line out going to the middle to Rousseau. Quick ball off the top now. Kruger. Short ball to Odendaal, ranging out wide in the channels. Kruger again. Short pass into the hands of Roos. Roos getting it off to Sonicus. Sonicus taking it into contact. About 8 meters out. Short pass, running hard as Kruger. Up to the 5-meter line. Kruger. Couple dummy runners. Taking it into contact is PJ De Beer. De Villiers to the left. Kruger into the hands of Furry. I beg your pardon, that's Rousseau. But we're coming all the way back for the penalty to Middelburg. Offsides. Slap in front of the posts. This is to make it a 2-point game.
There's a flag over on the far side. And the ref is taking a little jog across to chat to his AR.
Middelburg won't want to concede the possession and give Queens a penalty.
No, definitely not. The last thing Middelburg wants is discipline to let them down. All the sustained pressure. I wouldn't even be surprised if Middelburg opt to keep ball in hand and go for the 7 points here. Not even take the 3 that are on offer, because you do feel that they have had a bit of ascendancy. But the last thing they'd like is for discipline to really let them down.
It looks like it is Middelburg who are the men that are penalised. They've really had a yellow card in this one, remember?
The ref calling for number 21 and the captain.
The scrum off, Mariano De Villiers, is the man who's going to spend 5 minutes in the bin. That's a second yellow card. You just look down here, we've got the Middelburg coaches in front of us, and they are not happy at all.
100% frustration all over their faces. A lot of readjusting of the caps on their heads, and exactly that. Such ascendancy playing in the Queen's 22, and just discipline letting you down.
Mariano De Villiers has been so influential for them so far. The kick doesn't go out. What work from Sonicus. Brilliant work on the boundary line. Pass on the inside. PJ De Beer puts it to the toe. Finds a bit of space in over the Queen's defense. Kanuka's running back, and he just says, be patient. Let's see if this one runs. But it doesn't work from the scrum off. He's got a few men on the outside. Oh, but they've overrun it. Queen's just a bit impatient with the ball in hand there and overrun that one. And the knock-on's given possession to HTS Middelburg on the 22. They have an option here, but they don't have a scrum off at the moment.
To all intents and purposes, that looked like it was on. It really was looking quite dangerous for the Queens boys. A little slip there by the Middelburg defenders, a big kick chasers. And Queens were on the front foot, making some great yardage. But unfortunately, as you say, Nick, just overrunning that ball. And a little knock on, the ball rolling into touch. So the option given. And HTS Middelburg opting to take the scrum.
So a change for Middelburg, coming off number 20, Ivo Rousseau, and coming onto the field in the jersey number 4 is Damon Grobler. He'll be packing down on the blindside flank. Oh no. Doesn't look good there for Tyron Lottering. He's the man down now for Queens, as they're quick to make the sub. I'm not sure what happened. I didn't see what happened in that scrum.
I'm not sure either, but one positive we can take, it seems to be something lower down on his body, like an ankle or knee or something, and at least it's not a neck. Did see that scrum going down. I always, being a front row, you always do tend to get a little bit worried. Looking at those collapsed scrums, you never want a neck injury or back injury. As we look at the replay that will hopefully pop up now, just to have a look and see what happened. This isn't the scrum, it's just back to the big run by Oudendal. And the great little chip ahead by the big number 7. And that really was one of the defining moments in this match so far, where HTS Middelburg from that have just constantly been have had sustained pressure over this Queens side and have spent the majority of this game down in the Queens half in their 22.
Yeah, you'd think Queens need to either get out of here or they're going to be conceding points. I know if you spend about 5 minutes of sustained pressure, it often leads to a penalty or a try. So Queens need to make sure and regather their thoughts and composure and get themselves out of this danger area, despite the fact that they are under pressure at the scrum.
No, exactly that. The sustained pressure is going to be a telling factor. Middelburg have already had the 3 points on offer, having a penalty directly in front of the post there of Queens, but opting to try and run it, try and take the 7 points. So showing that they do want to play some good brand of rugby. They don't want to just take the 3 points on offer. But I think if another penalty is conceded, they may have to just look at that as an option and possibly take those 3 points and then rebuild from there. As we see the stretcher coming on, again, not for a neck or back injury. They're actually putting it back. Seems to be the ankle. It is quite heavily strapped already as we look at it.
That, unfortunately, that's going to be the end of Tyron Lottering's festival. Must have just gone over it in that scrum.
Could also possibly be the reason it collapsed. Just little bit of a slip or something, tweaking that ankle and losing all his footing.
So that means coming onto the field is Odwa Mkefa in jersey number 17. A lot of words being spoken to all the players, and luckily for Middelburg that means the yellow card's back on because of all that time that was wasted in getting Lottering off the field. Yeah, exactly. Means that Mariano de Villiers is back and ready to feed the scrum. Chart Kruger, the cutback, good run there from PJ de Beer. Gets offload, brilliant pass to Jean-Andre Oudendal. Get in for another one. That's a second great support play from the number 8.
No, great support play there by Oudendal, and the little chicken wing pass by the number 12, by de Beer. Really just loosing Oudendal into some space, and there's going to be a lot of hard work done to try and stop him from there, and unfortunately the Queen's player is just not able.
It was a brilliant run there from PJ de Beer, cutting back on the angle, and then awesome support play from Jean-Andre Oudendal. And he's been a standout, absolutely, but he's been really good throughout the week. Another one of those scholarships might be going the way of Middelburg's Jean-Andre Oudendal. Sonicus drills that one.
Neatly done. Middelburg 14, Queens 12.
So, 2 points the deficit between these two. Middelburg with a 2-point lead. We've still got over 20 minutes to go, so plenty of time for Queens to hit back. But that's a decisive piece of play there from HTS Middelburg.
I'm sure that I'm sure the Middelburg staff will be extremely pleased with that. As we were saying, that's sustained pressure paying off and coming away with a maximum 7 points.
The restart, but that one looks like it's skewed straight into touch.
And that's really not what the Queens boys would want. You don't want to give away possession like that. You want something contestable. You want something that's at least under your terms with that restart. And that was not to be. And now they found themselves back on the halfway line under the cosh from this Middelburg pack that have been very powerful. They've been a bit of a powerhouse come scrum time.
That could be quite a defining moment in the second half, I think. Under Duta not being able to give his team an opportunity to win that back, and even worsely so, they now have to defend a scrum on the halfway line. It's there for De Villiers. Shot Kruger, but they got the penalty advantage to Middelburg. A bit eager off the side of the scrum were Queens. And I think Morne Sinicus is lining this one up. He does kick it quite a long way.
Yeah, the little man does have quite a large boot on him. Interesting to see how they've given up the 3 points earlier on.
There you just see the number 8 wasn't even in, and the open side flanker wasn't bound either. So it was just who the referee was going to pick to penalise ultimately. So 49 meters out by the looks of things. The wind's starting to pick up from his back though, which is a bit of an assistance for him. These kids can kick the ball a mile these days. Struck it well. He's got the legs, easily got the legs, but just pulls it to the left. So warning signs for Queens. Don't give a penalty away within 45 meters. Duta's going to get us back underway. I beg your pardon. That's Shunongwa, the right-footed player. Sonicus now. He puts a little chip through. Chulu gets back and does well to keep the ball. But Middelburg, I want to flood this one. Well played there from Queens. I think they've managed to keep the ball. No, penalty goes away of Middelburg. The momentum is shifting here, definitely. Sonicus having a think about taking the quick one, but then sanity prevails. And he's kicking for the corner. That's a brilliant kick, though. It's 5 meters out now. So can Middelburg justify his decision to kick to the corner? Just great work from the captain for Middelburg, getting over the ball there, putting them under pressure. Nice wide base and stealing that while managing to get the penalty for holding on. Here we go. What are we going to see? Are we going to see a drive for the line? It looks like it's over. We're not entirely sure who's got their hands on it. Scrum's going to go the way of Middelburg going forward. So they got the 5 meter put in.
Interesting decision making there. Opting to take the 3 from about 50 meters out, and then when the penalty comes almost directly in front of the post, they're kicking it out for the corner. Fortunately enough there for Middelburg, they've retained the possession, and they have a scrum now 5 meters out.
They've got a good platform here. Could this be another opportunity for Jean-Andre Oudendal? No, he doesn't want it. To the backs it goes. Kruger off into the hands of Ruiz. Good work from Queens on the ground, slowing the ball down. De Villiers again to the left-hand side. Oudendal. Oh, that's solid defending. But he's over the line. No, he's not. It's pulled back, a couple of meters short. Short pass, solid defending from Queens in the tight quarters. To the left-hand side. The pick and go from Dupont. And he's just bundled over the touchline. That's some scrambling defense from Queens College to prevent another score.
No, very good defence there actually by the Queen's College boys. There's a man down in back play just from that massive defensive effort. But great work there by the Queen's College buggers around those fringes and really just holding out the HTS Middelburg big run-off runners. They really were looking to exploit around the fringes there. But Queen's doing well to bundle them out into touch ultimately.
You thought Shawandwe Udendal might have gotten over in the corner. But there we go, that's solid defending on the big reserve prop. And unfortunately for Middelburg, just unable to hammer that final nail into the coffin.
Yeah, Jean-Ray Orendal, for all rights, looked like he may be getting his hat-trick there, getting his third try of the day, but great defence holding him short and then bundling the men out into touch. Queens, however, just haven't been able to hit their straps yet in the second half. It was looking like it's taking a bit of a similar shape as the first. I mean, first 15 minutes of the first half, Queens were really under the cosh from a great sustained amount of pressure from the HTS Middelburg boys. And with 15 minutes having been played, more or less, it's looking about the same for the Queens players. They really are just trying to play everything out of their own half, haven't been able to play their own brand of rugby. Kudos to them for a great defensive effort, though.
Yeah, you've mentioned how it's sort of followed the same pattern as the first half, and it's almost followed it to a T, you might think, with Middelburg managing to get the first try of the second half and then putting the pressure on Queens. And Middelburg will be conscious of the fact that Queens came back really hard in that second quarter of the first half. So they'll make sure that they can keep them under the pump, and if they can keep them down in their 22 and down close to their try line for the last quarter of this one, they'll feel that they can get another try or maybe get a couple penalties and come away with a hard-fought victory.
One thing I must say I really do like about this Queens setup, and obviously the leadership structures in the side, when they have these long breaks of play, the leaders get the side together. And I mean, especially in a situation like this where you have been under the cosh for about 15 minutes of a half, they get their semen and they really just consolidate, get everyone together, have a good chat, make sure everyone's on the same page and chat about how they're going forward. And we just saw that there during this break of play, just the team coming together, having a bit of a team talk, hands in the middle, and getting back, in touch with one another.
As we just wait for play to resume in this one, we've got an absolute humdinger, I think, coming up next. DHS taking on Dale College. Dale haven't hit their straps at all yet in this festival so far. And they're going to want to take on a side that are probably got very like-minded to them. Like to run the ball from most areas of the field, and they really thrive on that open play and that free-flowing ball. So I think we're going to see an exciting game of running rugby in the next one. So don't go anywhere, folks. We've still got a couple of games left after that one. There are two more after the game following this one. So we got some more exciting rugby to come to finish off the day 3 of the 2018 Stannerbank Kersley Easter Rugby Festival, which has been a brilliant festival of rugby. Seen some phenomenal tries, some big hits, some uncompromising defence. And that's exactly what you want to see at schoolboy rugby level. A lot of enthusiasm from all the teams and all the players out there, really taking it to each other. But then at the end of the games, there have been some handshakes and some tunnels made for each other, and been a lot of mutual respect between the players, which is what you ultimately want to see at schoolboy rugby level, or at any level of rugby, to be fair. So we're back on. Queen's College have got a defensive line out deep inside there, 22. To feed it in KERF. Sorensen is going to be their go-to man once again. Unfortunately, he can't take it. It's popped in for HTS Middelburg, and they're in for the score. The mistake means that Edwin Till will get in for the try. The poor throw from Queen's College right over the back fell to Edwin Till, and he couldn't believe his luck as he just ghosted in and went in for the score.
Yeah, Queen's opting for the shortened line out there. The 3-man line out not necessarily working too easily because you can only have really one pod, and Middelburg were able to defend that brilliantly. forcing that overthrow, forcing them to go to the back, that bit of a gamble ball, and the overthrow just falling straight into Till's hands, and he just trotted over the line there. Would take a lot of stopping from that sort of position. The big man weighing in at 101 kgs almost seemed too easy for him.
Breathing space, that's the name of the game now for HTS Middelburg, getting their noses in front with Sonicus's conversion. He picked up the tee straight away. That's a great kick from the fullback. So 21 points to 12. Just over 10 minutes to go. Queen's College with it all to do going into the final bit here. If you look at the slip there from the scrum off, and but to be fair, he was never going to make much of a difference. I think it's going to be more of a speed bump than anything else for Edwin Till.
Till definitely seemed to have his sights set on getting over that white line, and had that ball in hand and had a look at determination on his face.
Chonongwa's kick is not a good one. It's gone straight down the middle. So Sonicus has the opportunity to take play out of his half, and he has done just that. What a kick. He's got it on a string at the moment. That's a top kick from the fullback, taking play up to the 10-meter line of Queen's College.
Yeah, Sonicus, his boot is deemed to be quite invaluable for this Middelburg side. And that kick, just evidence of that. Massive kick, about 50 meters on it. And he really just relieves a whole lot of pressure for his side. As you said, breathing space, the name of the game. And that's exactly it. The Queen's boys now have about 60 meters to make before they can score a try. So that's 60 meters of breathing space for this Middelburg side.
KERF to feed the line out. Sorensen at the front, but the lift is poor, and Edwin Till comes away with it. Gets a pass on the inside. Top run from Grobler too. Here we go, De Villiers. Chart Kruger. Outside to PJ De Beer, takes on a couple of defenders, but he's lost it backwards. Play on, says the referee. As they go into the outside spaces, HTS Middelburg on the attack. Vincent Roos. Mariano De Villiers. The short pass, good solid run there from Tion Dupont. No advantage. Penalty is going to go the way of Middelburg. Decision time now. Morne Sonicus hands it off to Edwin Till. Are we going to see a tap move here? Haven't seen one of these in years. Barbarians like as they go quickly up to the 5-meter line. That's a solid run. The Bredenhan who's on the field. The pick and go to the left. They're going to try and drive this one over the line by the looks of things. Jean-Andre Oudendaal's got it at the back. He's looking for a hat-trick. He gets it! That's a hat-trick for Jean-Andre Oudendaal. Brilliant work from the man in the number 7 jersey. He gets over for his third. What a player. He's been a standout today. Top stuff from the man. And Middelburg might have put this one beyond doubt with that score.
Oh, Jean-Ray Oudendaal really just showing how he is invaluable for this side. Absolutely epic game so far today. As we look at this again, just from a different angle. Just great pick and driving around the fringes here, and just great low body position. And again with the big reach of the man, pushing himself over for that third try of the match.
Jean-Andre Oudendaal, according to our team list, is only 16 years old. And he's been so influential for the side. And the kick is a good one. 26-12, 7.5 to go. You'd think that HTS Middelburg, if they just hold on to the ball for a couple more minutes, would have put this one well and truly to bed.
Yeah, unfortunately for the Queen's players, they've just been playing all the rugby out of their own half, really just haven't been able to get into this Middelburg half and get into their strats, hit their straps and play the rugby they want to play in the right areas of the field. Hopefully they can do that from this kickoff.
So Chunongwa kicks off. Once again, he goes up the middle of the field. Sonicus all the time in the world to get this one off the almost a carbon copy of what we saw a little bit earlier. That's a brilliant kick from Morne Sonicus.
Oh, absolutely epic, a brilliant boot, great exit play, and we've spoken about it throughout this tournament actually, how some of the teams, their exit plays haven't quite been up to scratch, haven't been up to par, and teams are often making other teams pay when it comes to that. They're not taking the clean ball, not exiting their half, and then they end up just, relieving the pressure that they are placing on the opposition. But here we just see that Sonicus is talisman there, really exiting his half brilliantly.
And KERF to feed the line out. It goes to Diaga. That's a much better throw from Queens. But unfortunately, they can't keep the ball. And it's hacked through from Middelburg. But doing the cleaning up is Maku. The ball out to the right-hand side. Chulu now. Up to the edge of his 22-meter area. Kanuka. Short pass into the hands of Gatieni. They come to the left-hand side again. Oh no, but he's caught in a tackle behind the gain line. But the referee has signaled offsides. Middelburg penalized, being overzealous there, and the penalty goes away of Queens. Chununga's kick is a good one and takes play up to the halfway line. Couple substitutions here. Coming on in jersey number 18 for Queen's College is Mbenya. And Indinako Kuse, by the looks of things, is also on the field. Time's ticking away for Queen's College. Need to get a score here to close this one out. Sorensen once again is the man. That's a good line out. They've kept the ball this time. Kanuka with a little snipe. Brilliant work from the scrum half. Goal, but unfortunately his pass doesn't go to hand, so the advantage goes the way of Middelburg. Penalty in front of the ball. Seen quite a few of those penalties.
Really, you would have loved to have seen the Queens boys possibly just hold on to that ball, build a little phase there, and then strike coming into these wider channels. The first time they've really properly got into the Middelburg half during the second half. And they were looking dangerous, but only for a fleeting moment.
Sonicus' kick taking play up to the 10-meter line in Queen's College territory. Right to the back they go. That's a brilliant line out. And they try and set up the driving maul. Oh, here we go. Brilliant break there. Middelburg up over the 22-meter line. Zander Hennen. Ball in hand, the hooker. De Villiers. Kruger with a little dink over the top. Is it enough? Queen's College get back and manage to keep the ball. Right up against their own try line. Kanuka. Gets it back. And it's Mlangeni who kicks it down, but it hasn't gone out. Middelburg with another attacking opportunity. Chart Kruger into the hands of Villers onto the 22-meter line. Sonicus with a pick and go. To the right-hand side they go. PJ De Beer. De Villiers. Sonicus. Flat pass. Taking it hard on the angle was Grobler. Pick and go from Edwin Till. He's looking for a second. Taken 5 meters out. De Villiers. Chart Kruger inside to Villers. Penalty advantage here. De Villiers. Sonicus floating the pass over the top. And in goes the number 5, Franco Fourie. No, we're coming back for a penalty. I think they might have gone forward the pass. So the quick tap. Just a meter out. Queens trying to get their hands on the ball. It's another penalty going the way, not releasing the ball on the ground. Kruger hands it off into the hands of Bredenhan. Going straight up the middle is Kruger, but it looks like it's gone forward. Not sure what the call is. Did Queens take that one back over their line?
100%. The ball deemed to have been ripped out of the hands of HTS Middelburg there by the Queens player and then carried over their own line. Therefore, the scrum is still, the ball is still with Middelburg. HTS Middelburg to feed the scrum.
To the left they go. Chart Kruger with the cutout pass. Into the hands of Ruiz. Beats one defender. Beats two defenders. And in he goes. Vincent Ruiz gets in for the score.
Number 13.
Great work from HTS Middelburg. You think Queens just ran out of gas? Just falling off tackles.
No, definitely the case there. Unfortunately for Queens, just that sustained pressure in the second half, really breaking the men down slowly but surely. And HTS Middelburg just being the more clinical of the two sides towards the end here and opening that gap.
So we've got 15 seconds left on the clock in this one. HTS Middelburg out into a 35 points to 12 lead. I beg your pardon. And last move of the game by the looks of things. Just simple hands. Ruiz just brushing off one and then brushing off Chulu, who's been so good for Queens and getting in for the score. Be disappointing for Queens College that they conceded in that fashion right at the death. Chunongwa with the restart. Be interesting to see what Urendal does here. He's going to have a crack. He's run hard all day. Good work from the flank, or the number 8, I beg your pardon. To the right, Sonicus. Into the hands of PJ De Beer. Good line from De Beer. Taking it on is Zander Hennen. Turnover ball, Queens College with it. One last crack here for the men from Queenstown. Kanuka to the right-hand side. They've got penalty advantage. Gachieni with a great pass. Beaten one. Good work there from Nkishe. Gets a pass off. Top stuff from Queens. They get in for the score. It's Odwa and KERF who gets in for the score. Brilliant stuff from the reserve hooker. He gets a consolation try for Queens College. Top stuff.
Oh no, absolutely awesome. Really is. Consolation try. But well played there by the Queens and great fight. As we have a look here again, just a lovely little snap, hitting the perfect line. He went straight through that gap, had some lovely support on his inside and outside, and managed to just dink that ball over. As we have a look at it here, hitting the gap wonderfully, great offload. Does well to get away from one, get away from a second, and a lovely offload on the inside. Between the poles he goes.
35-17 over Queens. And next up,
the kick was good, taking Queen's score to 17. HTS Middelburg 35, Queen's 17. A great game of rugby there on day 3 of the Standard Bank Kuznista Rugby Festival. Don't go anywhere, folks. We have Dale College coming up against DHS. It's the veterans versus the new boys, and it's promising to be a cracker.